So we just want to welcome you to this amazing event, quite unique so far. Would you not agree? This is an amazing gathering of creativity, and I think it's going to be, I know it will be an evening to remember. We are here today to celebrate and honor and to pay tribute to the life of Nik Green, to remember him and to make our farewells and bring forth those great remembrances of a life well lived. He will be remembered as a husband and an uncle and a friend. And every one of you here has had your life touched in some way by him, perhaps in the tiniest way or perhaps totally transformed for having known him. You would not be here otherwise. Nik's life touched your life. So we thank you for being here. It's important. Your mere presence here is an act of love and support. You know, one of the greatest challenges that we face in this life is the challenge of change. And clearly there's no change that is more difficult perhaps or more mysterious as to understand the change that we call death. So let's approach this time of adjustment by turning it within to the source of eternal life, by whatever name, by whatever way that you understand that source of eternal life, in a time of prayer. So we are mindful in this moment that life goes on. We are grateful for the presence and the power and the love that cannot be contained or limited or come to an end by anything that happens in this human experience. We're grateful for the power of love to heal and to sustain and to keep us connected even when the forms change, even when the forms seem to leave us. And we're grateful for the life that does not begin with birth and does not end with death. The life that connects us at the level of the soul, of the heart, of the being that is beyond form, beyond time, beyond space. And we thank you, precious Spirit, that you are that presence, that power, that love that binds us together, that comforts us, that heals the heart, that allows us to believe and look beyond the appearances of the physical life to the life that remains, the light that can never be extinguished, and the truth that lives in us and through us and as us always. Thank you for your presence here tonight and for your presence that moves us from this day forward to continue to be that which sustains life in its myriad forms. Amen. I'll share a few facts here about Nik. This is provided by his wife Penny Little. He's survived by Penny and his family in the UK, including his two nieces, Lottie Haler and Louise Graham. So we know that Nik had this amazing musical career, so a few highlights about that. I'm sure we'll hear way more about that tonight as we go forward and you share your remembrances. He was a keyboardist, composer, and producer. He's played with a number of notables, including John Connell of the English National Opera, English folk artist Roy Harper, whose band featured guitarist Jimmy Page and bassist Tony Franklin, former Whitesnake's guitarist John Sykes and his band Blue Murder, featuring Tony Franklin on bass and Carmine Appice on drums. Nik was also involved in various collaborations with Barry Palmer, singer with Triumvirate, and Mike Oldfield, with Inner City Unit as engineer, co-producer with Nick Turner on the EP Blood and Bone, and he really was a weatherman for the British Meteorological Office. After Blue Murder, Nik teamed up with Penny Little, former singer for Warren Chappell band White Feather, recording, touring together, working on several political documentary films, and producing numerous events together. Those are some highlights, and again, I'm sure you're going to give us some colorful vignettes to fill out this biographical sketch on this very interesting and talented man. So I want to say a few words today about perhaps the deeper purpose of this gathering, although it has many. But from that place where all of us know that, all of us are going to have a day like this in our life. As the expression goes, no one gets out of here alive. And there will be an event like this, and so it's good for us to embrace that which is part of life. And to affirm our faith in life that does not end, to the eternal nature of life. And we bless Nik on his way into his next experience of living and the next dimension beyond which we do not see from where we sit. It's a time of celebration for a life well lived, and a time of grief for those left behind. And grief, that's good. That's a natural part of the human experience. I wanted to share a few words about grief from the poet John O'Donohue, who said this: "When you lose someone you love, your life becomes strange. The ground beneath you gets fragile. Your thoughts make your eyes unsure. And some dead echo drags your voice down where words have no confidence. And then there are days when you wake up happy, again inside the fullness of life, until the moment breaks and you're thrown back onto the black tide of loss. All that you can depend on is that sorrow will remain faithful to itself. More than you, it knows its way and will find the right time to pull and pull the rope of grief until that coiled hill of tears has reduced to its last drop. Gradually, you will learn acquaintance with the invisible form of your departed. And when the work of grief is done, the wound of loss will heal, and you will have learned to wean your eyes from the gap in the air and be able to enter the hearth in your soul where your loved one has waited for your return all the time." Although our eyes do not behold the form of Nik in the life it was, he lives on beyond this dimension and only gone from our sight. I am standing on the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She's an object of beauty and strength, and I stand and watch her until at length she is a speck of white cloud just where the sea and the sky mingle together. And then someone at my side says, "There she goes. She's gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight. That is all. She's just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my side. And she's just as able to bear her load of living weight to her destined harbor. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says, "There, she's gone," there are other eyes watching her come and other voices ready to take up the glad shout. There she comes. I'd like to take a break, play some of Nik's music here and watch the slideshow. And when we come back, we're going to hear from some of you.